you.
What a great way to open, Terrence.
I know, right? What is going on here?
Turn your volume down. It's on your phone.
Yes. Hey, welcome, guys. Come on in to this edition of Rooted in Progress. As you know, it's not a Rooted in Progress show if we don't have some type of technical difficulties.
What is happening?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Rooted in Progress. We're going to get straight to it. We are continuing our candidate conversations. If you have not joined us for the last 2 or 3 weeks, we have been featuring all of the candidates running for the District 5 Tampa City Council seat. And so, again, if you have not joined us, we have extended an invitation to all 242 people.
I'm
just kidding. It's not 242.
Yes. We've extended.
It's extended now to 14, but we have extended an invitation to all of the candidates who are running for that District 5 seat, replacing the great Gwendolyn Henderson. And so joining us today for the first part of our conversation, we will be featuring 2 candidates today. So make sure you stick around. We're going to kick things off with Miss Fran Tate, who came in here just smiling and beaming with all of her energy and glory. We're so honored to have you. Welcome to Rooted in Progress.
Thank you so very much, Dina. So glad to be here.
Well,
I'm happy to be here. Yay.
Yes, you made it. Look, made it to the promised land.
Yes, you're here.
Speaking of the promised land, you've been rooted in this community for a very long time.
Yes,
Talk
have.
about your background and your upbringing and everything you bring to the table as far as your relationship with Tampa.
Absolutely. What a pleasure. I am Fran Tate. Born and raised in a little country town, Quitman, Georgia, raised in Valdosta by a beautiful, beautiful family of community servants. Community service is how I live, what I breathe, eat, sleep. And 34 years ago, the United States Army assigned us to Tampa, Florida. This was our last duty station, is our last duty station. And the moment we got here, we planted our feet in the community and began serving. What did I do? I started a community safety watch group 20 years ago, then founded the Jackson Heights Neighborhood Association in 2017, where we continue to serve our community and bless our seniors, disabled, children. So much wonderful work I'm involved in. Around 2021, I decided I wanted to do more, extend my efforts further. I applied for a seat on the East Tampa CRA, that's the Community Revitalization Area Community Advisory Association Board, and I was chosen. The first couple of years, I was chosen or elected as the chairwoman of the board of the committee. And if you don't know what a CRA, a Community Redevelopment Area, does, it addresses slum and blight in slum and blighted areas. And East Tampa is considered one of those areas. We have 8 CRAs in Tampa. The CRA of East Tampa, the Community Redevelopment Area in East Tampa, is the largest of the 8 CRAs, and we're the largest in the state of Florida. That's amazing. We have a $13 million budget. And with that budget, we're able to fund different projects such as the CDC infrastructure. We were able to fund the Wellness Hub there on 40th. They desire to leave 50th Street, the pharmacy, and they want to move in closer to the community to serve the community, and that was a wonderful idea. So they came to us, the board, and they requested funding, and we were able to fund them. They relocated. They took a nightclub on 40th Street, and they renovated it and moved in. And it's such an honor and a blessing to have a pharmacy there in our community.
It's awesome.
It's awesome, yes.
Yeah.
And then the Skill Center, they came to us and they desired funding to support their project there on 22nd Street. And if you've ever gone to that building and seen the children, it's the great work that is done in that building, you'd be so proud. And we were honored and happy to be able to fund them as well.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you what, that's fantastic.
Oh, that's a lot to unpack there in the opening statement.
And well, let's talk about the moment when you decided to get into politics. What made you decide to throw your hat in this race of District 5?
Okay, I'm gonna back you up. When you say get into politics, neighborhood associations are into politics.
Right.
Yes, so that was back in 2017. We got into politics when I founded that neighborhood association. I want to serve. I want to be that voice at city council because we're not being heard. And I want to be there to support the district, support the community, and move forward. We all can see we do not have blinders on. There are some areas in the district that are underserved. Mm-hmm. And I live in one of those districts. One of the council members often says East Tampa looks like the land that time forgot. That hurts, but it's true.
And that's today, East Tampa, right?
Yes.
And if you don't know Tampa, guys, if you're listening and you never if you live outside of the city of Tampa, East Tampa, like you said, it's like once you cross over those red lights, it's like going back in time. And that's usually unheard of when, you look at all the development that's taking place in and around the city. East Tampa is like, man, like, hold up, wait a minute. Are we back in the early 80s?
Right.
So I want to take that fight.
Okay.
I want to take that fight to city council.
So have you lived in East Tampa for all 34 years?
No. When we first were assigned here, we bought a home in Lutz.
Okay.
Sold that home. Then we bought a home on Orient Road, sold that townhouse, and we planted our feet 20 years ago in East Tampa, downsizing. So we have a cute little house there.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want to go on the record to say that my husband lost his life approximately 4 years ago.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Yes. U.S. Army and Staff Sergeant. And we miss him.
Yeah.
We miss him.
And we thank him for all that he did for us without even knowing him.
Amen. The family included. I mean, where he go, we go.
Yeah.
And we all serve. I have 2 amazing children.
Oh
my gosh. And they listened to their dad. He was that soldier. He was that soldier. Yes, sir. And he'd be so proud of them. Our son graduated from UCF with accounting finance degree.
Wow.
Now employed with the IRS as an auditor.
Okay.
And I want to say to the president, leave my son alone. Stop firing him. We want him to keep his job. Praise God, he's back on the job. Thank God for the judges that decided in that case to bring them back, the IRS back. And my daughter, my beautiful daughter, she's a registered nurse. Like I said, my husband would be so proud.
Yeah.
Oh, well, and I'm sure you are proud as well.
Yes. I really am.
When it comes to this race, what do you think are the most pressing issues facing District 5 right now that need to be addressed?
Housing, number one, first and foremost, housing. The community has said, we don't want to look like West Tampa, but we know we need more housing in East Tampa. And then, of course, transportation. I feel housing, transportation, they go together. We want more buses on our routes in East Tampa. We want more bus shelters, more coverings. It is so hurtful to see families, disabled seniors, standing at bus stops with no covering to stand under. No, it's hot.
Yeah.
Then you got a storm, and then you got wind. So those 2, I really am going to champion and go to fight for them.
Let's dive a little bit deeper into affordable housing. What is your stance on that? Like what plan do you have in place that could fix that issue?
I want to push back on developers that come in and decide to develop expensive, just crazy price tags on their homes. I want to push back against it. I want to bring in the more suitable developers that understand our mean income, which is only $64,000.
Wow.
And I want to push back on gentrification because that's what that indicates.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and again, District 5 is a very large district, and it's built up with so many different characteristics of neighborhoods, from Water Street to Ybor to East Tampa. How are you going to protect those well-developed areas from expanding? You know, I mean, like what is your plan on, you know, hearing these people that these developers don't come in and push those people who are already there out to even further areas, affordable areas?
I want to reactivate my community. I want everyone, please, get off the sofa, come to city council, come to the CRA meetings, and let them hear your voice. Our voice, we have to be heard. We don't want that. And I want to work with my council members and to also let them know we're not gonna vote on that kind of development. The community has spoken. They don't want that type of development. They want the more sensible type of development. And we have some of that coming, I'm proud to say.
Yeah, and then when you think about development and you think about what could be coming to District 5, right?
Yes.
If you were to be elected, it could potentially be the Ray Stadium. We've asked every candidate this. What's your stance on that? And how do you protect taxpayer dollars?
How do I protect taxpayer dollars? By bringing in organizations, bringing in my entrepreneurs, bringing in my small businesses. We lack so much over there, Dina, so much. We have small businesses that need more support financially. I want to make that happen. Yeah. They're waiting in the wings. Yeah. And can I talk about the urban grocery store?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm longing to bring in a urban grocery store. The late Gwen Henderson and she was chair of the CRA downtown. I was chair of the CAC in East Tampa. We had a discussion. She said, "What do you want?" I said, "We are in a food desert, Councilwoman. I want to bring in an urban grocery store." We started those plans. The director at that time was Erica Moody.
Okay.
Erica has long since left, and she's back at the community development out on Fletcher Avenue. She's out there. Miss Henderson passed. I still have that desire. I still want that. I'm going to fight for that. I'm going to meet with developers that can help me to get that up and running.
And where would you want it?
Well, we have a building, and it's called it's an orange and blue building there on 22nd Street, the Gator Building.
Okay.
We could use the Gator Building. If not, we have property, land acquisition that we have acquired. We can build it. We need that. Our community is suffering.
Yeah. What do you think? I'm not going to say who's the ideal candidate. I think I know your answer for that one. But what do you think the city needs when you look at this vast pool? You know, I constantly joke about how many people are actually running for council, right? But when you look at this pool of people who have taken on a pretty big charge, right? Of wanting to run for a city council seat, what do you think the city needs right now?
The city needs right now someone that they know, someone that they've been working with and are still working with, someone that has created a sound relationship with all of them and continue to keep their relationship going. Trust, respect. We need to be open to everything. Transparency, accountability.
Right.
You need that.
Yeah. So what is your overall philosophy on public safety and the role of policing in a lot of those communities in District 5?
Public safety. When I think of public safety, I'm thinking of sidewalks. I'm thinking of bus shelters. With the police department, we want to partner with them and have them partner with us. More education. More gun safety training, education of our youth. I want the police to start boots on the ground community. I mean, I understand Chief Burkall. I respect him. I really do. I work very well with him. But when I think of community policing, I think of boots on the ground, getting out the car, not rolling the window down. getting out of the car. Hey, Miss Tate,
Right.
Jackson Heights, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And just walking with us. More of relationships with our children, staging games, football games, basketball games, all that great stuff. All of us coming together
Yeah.
and working together
Right.
to become a great community.
You mentioned Jackson Heights. So in 2005, that's when you started the Jackson Heights Community Safety Watch.
Yes.
Talk about the work that you all have been able to do for 20 years now at this point.
This Safety Watch, I started in 2005. And I looked around, I saw others had those organizations. I didn't have one. And I'm a community servant. I'm a boots on the ground type of person. I want to start one, so I started one. I knocked on the doors of my neighbors. We don't have a community safety watch group, everyone. Are you interested? They were like, absolutely, yes. Who's going to be in charge? I said, well, I will. I'll take the charge on it. And then, of course, 2017, I understood I didn't have a neighborhood association. Those are your homeowners. Those are your business owners that take the fight to city council. They take the fight to the CRA as to what is needed and what is desired in our communities. Development, safety, transportation. That's a community that we want, and we thrive for that. And that pretty much is the role.
Okay. And you all are still going strong.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay.
We partner with so many other neighborhood associations, and I just love it.
Come on. Well, we love to see, especially when you have a vision and you see that vision come to life. Yes. I mean, we know that all too well. I think anybody can relate to that. I think when I think about this current race, and we've talked about this with all of the candidates we've had on so far too, is the fact that this budget, the city's budget, is essentially getting passed or going to get passed with no representation from District 5.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? And then while, yes, you have your whole plan and things that you want to do, but it's not in the budget. So what kind of work can you or will you do coming into council with a budget that has already been passed?
What we do at the Community Advisory Committee of the East Tampa CRA, we're able to move funding from one, and I like the word Abby Feely used, bucket. We're able to move funding from one bucket to another bucket. Take, for instance, community housing. We were able to move from 30% housing to 46% now, I think is what we were at. So I would go in there and I would advocate to move funding around that would support the East Tampa community. Like you said, the budget is already passed, but we are able to move funding around.
Okay. So you would try to work on that. Okay.
I would try. No, I would work on that.
That is true. Well, I feel like I say try just because some people, well, not some people, but it takes more than just one. Like for things to get passed on city council. And while we, yes, are electing one seat, we need more than that one seat in order to make change.
Most definitely. You need 3 supporters because everything passes with 4 votes.
Right.
I have a sound relationship with all of those council members. I want, and I will use the art of talking and getting along, not the art of yelling, screaming. Sometimes you see it. Let's admit it. Sometimes you see it at council. Sometimes you see it but I want to use my art of persuasion because they know what's going on. And if you care enough, you will support something better for any underserved area in Tampa.
Sure.
I'm gonna address the question I asked you earlier about when and how or when and why you decided to throw your hat in this race. Was this something that you had have always planned to do at some point? But with the passing of the great Gwen Henderson, when did you realize that the time is now?
Well, that's your next level, I think. You served as a neighborhood association director, organizer. You're serving on the CRA of your district. The next step is city council, legislature, laws, ordinances. And I am very, very sorry for her passing. The seat is available, so why not?
Right.
Why not?
Was it something that you had in the back of your mind
Absolutely.
already, like something you were thinking about doing?
Absolutely, years ago, thinking about it, praying about it, and wanting it to happen, and get in there and make it happen.
Right. Yeah.
You know, be the leader that you are. Be the leader you were born to be, trained to be, born into that family.
Yeah, that's good news.
I hope that answers your question.
It did. Yeah, it did. Let's also, if you can, just elaborate on just if you were to win this election, what is your agenda? What is your plan when you first, as you say, boots on the ground, get in that seat?
You heard it first here, because I now see that some of the candidates, I'm like, oh, I hear what you said, but I think that originated with me. This is my plan.
Come on, Miss Tate.
This is my plan. Yes, I can hear. I got ears. I got two of them. And I know I originated it, but I'm okay if you want to say something about it too. But it came from Fran Tate. This is what I want to do. I want to empower my community. When I become the next member of City Council, representing District 5, I want to create a coalition. Hear me now. A coalition of my community. I want them involved in City Council. I want them involved in CRA affairs, so they will not be, oh, I didn't know that. Why is this that? Why call and complain and upset? I want to activate them.
Yeah.
The seat belongs to the district. I'm just a seat warmer.
Okay, that's right.
But
what are you going to do differently, though?
I'm going to bring them into City Council, like I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to activate my community.
A big task. That's 45,000 people.
I can't force anyone.
Yeah.
I can only invite you in. That's all I can do.
That's true.
Let me throw this out here. For those that don't know Fran Tate, what are you doing about that? How are you getting the message out of letting everyone know who Fran Tate is and what she stands and what she's about?
Ooh. A lot of people know who I am.
Okay.
Already.
Okay.
Especially the neighborhood associations, especially those that attend City Council, the school board, county commission, the CRA meetings. They know me, but I am on boots on the ground at this moment, knocking doors. I'm attending neighborhood association meetings. I'm attending art meetings and just anybody that will invite me in that don't know me. I'm coming. Call me.
No, that's right.
Email me, text me.
Yeah, there's a candidate forum happening tonight.
Yes.
So what's your messaging going to be when you address those attending the candidate forum?
I want to inform you. I want you to get to know me, know my heart, know my desires, know what I have done and what I'm still doing in the community. And if you like what you hear, vote for me. Be very, very honest. Be true to your heart. Our district needs a lot. East Tampa desires and deserves a lot.
Yeah. Well, Ms. Tate, we appreciate you joining us. I do want to let the people know, how can they follow you or support you or get in contact with you?
Yes, my website is frantate.com. My email address is frantate, the number 4, the letter D, the number 5 @gmail.com.
Oh, say that again one more time. That's
I was slow up.
There you go.
Okay, so my email address is frantate, the number 4, the letter D, the number 5 @gmail.com. And my web address is frantate.com. I have a Facebook. I'm on Facebook. Yes, I'm on TikTok.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram, and I just thank God for my great social media.
That's great.
Okay.
So social media man. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
But
sure.
yeah.
You're a media person.
team,
My media person.
Handling all the things.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I see my beautiful family. God bless.
That's awesome.
God bless.
Let me just throw this out here. The forum that you just spoke about, Deanne, is taking place at the Blythe Andrew Jr. Library. C. Blythe Andrew Jr. Library here in Tampa tonight at 6 p.m.
That is correct.
Yes.
So if you're listening live or if you're going to be listening to this before 6 p.m. on this Thursday, please attend and get involved.
Yes.
Come on. Well, Ms. Tate, we appreciate you hanging with us. We're going to do a switcheroo and a swap here with some more candidates that are coming. Well, one more candidate that's actually coming in. We do appreciate you taking the time, one, to come here, talk to the community for one, but then let us know more about you and your heart and what your desires are for this community. Because what I've told every candidate is it takes a lot to even want to run for an office, particularly city council.
Yes,
Y'all are the people who, I mean, everybody want to get out and vote for the president.
Yes.
But don't nobody want to get out and vote for the people who can really like change the way your trash get picked up, the way the water comes in your house. And nobody want to do that.
And you're mad about the potholes,
they don't want to vote
but you
for
don't
that.
want to vote and do anything about it. So
All politics is local.
Yeah.
All politics is local.
Yeah.
And I want to invite the community out to my meet and greet.
Okay.
It's going to be on the 19th, 6 p.m. At the St. John Baptist Church, Eddie Bishop Newkirk Way. Please come out and listen. Let's talk.
All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Ms. Tate, again. We apprate you for joining us on Rooted in Progress.
Thank you, Ms. Tate.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, Terrence,
Yeah.
District 5, this race is hard. I really feel like even just sitting here listening to all of the candidates, thank God I don't live in District 5. I'm not voting.
Well, yeah, I mean, we there's some very good candidates out there,
tough.
very good candidates out there. And the main thing is again, you won't change. You got to go out here and make it. You got to get out there and vote. I know these folks are tuned in. We've had these candidates on before. Listen, ask questions. We do want your participation, listeners. If you have a question for our candidates, you may not know a lot of these candidates. Right now is the time to get to know them.
The time is now, baby.
The time is now.
Not
the time
later.
is now.
Speaking
Absolutely.
of, the time is now. We have our next candidate who just pulled up on us.
Just popped up on us.
In the Rooted in
Yes.
Progress Stream Center. We're going to change some things out here, let you all know that which name do you want to go by?
Let's go ahead and break it in.
No,
So
Can we address this?
Yeah,
Can we
for sure.
address the elephant in the
Hold
room,
on one second.
please?
Yeah, most people are gonna know me as Ash.
Ash.
Yeah,
Okay.
for making sure my paperwork was all good, I went full legal name.
Full
for the
legal
candidate,
name.
Yeah, which is
Darrell.
Darrell Ashley Dudney is what you'll see. on
There we go. Okay. But most people call you Ash.
Ash or Ashley. Yeah,
So we could just call you Ash?
you call me whatever you want. I respond to most things.
Well, welcome to Rooted in
we're
Progress,
gonna call
Ash.
you District 5 candidate.
There you go.
We're going to change that bottom to
There we
lower
go.
third. There we go. As well as the
There
other
we
lower
go.
third, Terrence,
Yeah,
if you
we
don't
gotta
mind.
get that.
We really appreciate you joining us. We have just been getting to know all of the candidates, letting the community know more about you all, what your stance is, because District 5, that's a heavy hitter district right there, right? And so tell us about you, who you are, and more about your upbringing.
Yeah, sure thing. So yeah, I'm a Tampa native.
Okay.
I grew up pretty much, around or in District 5 for the most part. My family had a shop up on Fowler Avenue for a long time that I own now. But yeah, I'm from here. I'm pretty familiar with the entirety of the town. I love that District 5 is really the heart of Tampa. So, you kind of get the sense of the city where you are over there. But yeah, I'm running a community-driven platform. So it's largely based on what I keep hearing are the main issues is what I'm working to address.
What are those? What are you hearing from the community? What are the main issues facing District 5 right now?
So you basically have two types of grievance in town right now, and you've got petty and you've got systemic.
Okay, let's get to it.
And some of the systemic issues are things like some of our more neglected neighborhoods, East Tampa and Sulphur Springs are the two big ones that come to mind. Transit is woefully non-existent, which is kind of surprising for a town built by a railroad tycoon.
There you go.
You know, housing is a major issue. It's something that my family has personally experienced, and countless friends, and I know a lot of people in the community with, you know, some predatory landlord practices and stuff like that that, again, just haven't really been addressed by the city at all.
Yeah, it's tough, especially when it hits you.
Yeah.
And like, I think when we think of people who run for office, I think sometimes the public puts them in a space where like these problems don't touch them or affect them or their families, and they really do.
Yeah.
And I love that because that also makes it more real. It makes it more tangible, I think, for the community and for the voters, right? Because they can see themselves in you,
Right.
and in that specific candidate. So I love that you're here and talking to the folks around the community. I think when you look at housing, you look at transportation. Mm-hmm. What's your plan? How do we make it better for our community?
I mean, step one is to focus on the people that are here now, you know, and worry less about the people that are trying to move here. The people trying to move here are not my concern. The people that are here is what I want to focus on. So I know we've got this comprehensive plan in the works, which is, you know, planning on 2045 and stuff like that. Of course, that's important. You know, the two things I've noticed about that in particular as it pertains to transportation and housing is that they seem to be just wanting to load up every transit thoroughfare in town, you know, and open it up to broader development and stuff like that, where I think we should really narrow down before we load them up. We should at least have a plan for transit on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And also I think Tampa's going to Tampa at the end of the day, and we're better off with the regional activity centers, you know, load up on Fowler. Because again, plans like that are for people incoming. Let's inspire them to move where the rest of us don't at the moment in areas like, you know, whether it's up there on Fowler around the university area, however that gets developed, and, you know, a little more outside of town, and leave the rest of us who are trying to enjoy our 2-1 houses, you know, to ourselves.
Yeah.
And speaking of houses, let's dive into affordable housing. What is we want to know your take on affordable housing, your plans for that, keeping those people who are in this district, and where developers don't outprice them to have to be removed from this district because of pricing.
I mean, I think a huge part of that is getting some form of rent control, you know, handled. Because it doesn't matter. I mean, we can work on higher wages and more skilled labor and all these jobs, but if your income is going up and your landlord has an opportunity to jack your rent up with it,
why not?
You're lucky to break even.
Yeah.
So, you know, that right there.
But we know right now, majority is probably opposite. Rent is going up, income is not.
Right. Yeah, and it's been that way for, I couldn't even begin to tell you how many years.
Right.
As long as I've been renting, you know, which is my entire adult life, when I've been lucky enough to have somewhere to rent, period, you know.
Right.
So I think stuff like that has to come first, for sure.
It's hard, I think, because District 5 is so vast. And we talk about this. We've talked about it with all of the candidates we've had on, where you can go from representing someone who lives in a multi-million-dollar home, you know, in downtown Tampa, or a skyrise condo, or you go from representing somebody who doesn't know where their next meal is going to come from and they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. How do you make sure that everyone in between that spectrum is represented and represented well if you were to be elected?
I'm a lot closer to the latter. So I'd much rather, you know, my whole thing is certain parts of town are fine, you know, and while it's important to keep building them up and doing stuff like that, they seem to be doing all right. I'm more interested in equity across the board. And if we can lift up the neighborhoods that need it the most, then we can all work from a more level playing ground, and hopefully the things that we implement are more far-reaching and help everybody at the same time. But, you know, before you get the ones of us that are least off picked up, everyone else is cool.
Yeah,
you know?
It's tough, and then especially with this race particularly, what do you think the city needs? Not who, because I know who you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say to that, but what do you think the city needs when it comes to filling this empty seat on council?
I mean, part of the reason I'm running, you know, is what I think it needs. A straightforward, rational, honest representation of what people need. A lot more of, I kind of run on the philosophy of shut up and listen. When I'm out there, I want to hear as many ideas. I don't have all the answers, and I'm not an expert on much of anything, but I know there are people who have dedicated their years, if not lives, to solving these issues. So step one would be listening to the people and understanding there's people much more educated than yourself that you should be relying on. So some creative solutions. My solution process is two-pronged. Is it ethically sound? And does the math add up? If you can answer those two things, then it makes whoever votes against it look a little off.
That's a good point.
So what is your agenda on public safety and the role of just policing the communities there in District 5?
Yeah, that's something that comes up quite a bit. Yeah. I've got a shop down in Ybor as well, and I've got a lot of friends down there, so I've been popping in and again just asking people's opinions. By the sounds of it and by the looks of it, when you look at the budget, we sure pay enough in public safety. So it would be nice if all of our community felt that they were a little more present, a little more accessible, a little more community oriented. I just spoke recently with a friend I met up in Louisville. I was photographing the protests up there in 2020. And, Louisville Metro sat down with those protesters and they set up an actual structured, let's work on this together deal. Started doing a lot more like barbershop, conversations and cuts type stuff. Rededicated themselves, and from what I understand, it's worked out incredibly well for them. So I'd love to take that as a model. They do that with the
police officers?
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Yep. So it's a lot more community oriented, putting guys on beats, having them talk to neighbors and just making that personal connection so your interaction isn't so, literally just a uniform.
Ash, let's just talk about your political background and why you decided to throw your hat in the race.
Well, my political background, I ran for my 5th grade class president. I won that.
Period.
So
yes.
There's my experience.
That's where it starts.
You have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, start from the bottom.
Well, hey, I won it, so
there you go.
You're right. Okay.
And I'd hate to lose that undefeated streak, but that is actually, it's beside the point of this whole thing. I'm in this because I want to be able to elevate the conversation one way or another.
Gotcha.
I hope whoever wins steals all my good ideas and takes them. This has nothing to do with me needing that seat.
Yeah.
I got into it because I, like a lot of people, I'm sick of banging my head against the proverbial brick wall, screaming into the abyss. You're just going to end up with a raspy throat and nothing of improvement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally had the time, the means. I've got a little more of the life experience than, I've been thinking about running for some form of office since middle school.
Oh, wow.
I was raised in a pretty, politically charged and punk rock minded household, if you will.
Okay.
So it's always been on my mind, and quite frankly, I'm glad that I waited until now when I had a little more, life experience to put behind.
Good for you. Yeah. Good for you. What gave you that inkling of like now, as opposed to okay, let's see who might can get this, kind of rush. I'll see what's up in 2027.
Yeah, It was kind of just a combination of the right place, the right time. It's unfortunate how the seat came up, and I know Gwen Henderson was much loved by the community, and overall, I think she's one of those people who really did have her heart in the right place. Mm-hmm. And I'd love to see a continuation of that kind of community forward, thinking with all that. So why now? It just, like I said, right place, right time.
You believed in it. You believed it was the time and space for you.
And God forbid I lose this and y'all make me run for mayor.
Oh, whoa.
Which is coming up.
You'll just be right back here on Rooted in Progress. Back here on Rooted.
So what type of business what type of business do you own?
I've got a couple. The one that my grandfather started is Bib and Tux. Okay. And so that's been in Tampa since the 70s and was built by that community in East Tampa. So we really do have, some family roots going back into that area, which is one of the unique things for me that I've got kind of experience all across.
Yeah.
Then once I kind of dug that out of the gutter in 2020, which was a task for somebody with a 550 credit score at the time.
Ooh,
right?
Yeah.
then once I got that going, I actually opened Till Death Hat Company in Ybor, so I could have something of my own that wasn't just riding the coattails of my grandpa's good ideas.
Okay.
So
You've been into hats.
That's what got me into them. Yeah,
Okay.
It's only been a few years now, but
Okay.
If I'd have known you was gonna rock that dope hat you're wearing, I would have rocked mine.
Oh, please don't.
I got a lot
hat
of heat.
that when I walked in here,
I got a lot of
Ash,
heat
I
for
said,
my hat, Ash.
please.
So Ash, we gotta.
Take it
I
off.
need to come by and visit your shop.
give me a shout.
Yeah,
No.
man. So let's talk about, again, we brought this question up for all our candidates. There is a strong possibility that the race could possibly move in District 5. What are your plans or thoughts on that, of protecting those who live there, that, you know,
And the taxpayers.
that those prices don't get any higher?
I mean, it's tricky, especially when you've got the structure of local government that we have.
Yeah.
You know, if we can find a way, again, where the ethics and the math adds up and it becomes unimpeachable as a concept to pitch to City Council, which is, quite frankly, it's still a project for me. So, you know, I think putting a leash on development, for sure, making sure as much development that is going to go in there is going to be dedicated to affordable housing, you know, is going to be key. You know, I don't think that anybody who isn't owning multiple properties or units needs to be seeing any more incurred costs or property taxes or anything like that, which is to say that maybe some of the people that do have that much could
help out,
cough up a little bit more. So
that is true. What about your thoughts on the fact that right now, obviously due to the circumstances, District 5 is not represented as it relates to budget talks and formulating this budget, and you could potentially be elected and not have any say on what happens and what goes into that budget. So what's your plan to still be able to address and be able to get work done in regards to what you want to see done and be changed in our community when you're technically fighting against a budget that's already signed, sealed, and delivered?
Yeah, I think a lot of so I've been proposing some draft resolutions on my website, which are, please by all means critique them, you know, and open up the possibilities. But I'm focusing on as many more reformative moves than worrying about things that are going to cost extra money, which may very well just get denied.
Okay.
You know, so there's a handful of plans on there that I have. Stuff as simple as, you know, better communication with small businesses when it comes to the city destroying roads in front of your shop, and, you know, finding ways to reimburse businesses to a degree for, you know, any lengthy projects that cost you. So there's certain things there, you know, like the policing issue as well. It doesn't cost any money to get a little more walking in Ybor City at night or through our community. So stuff like that is kind of going to be my main goal going in.
For those that don't know you, Ashley, how are you getting the word out? How are you out here meeting these people at their needs?
Every forum that I've been invited to, that I'm aware of, I've been showing up to. You know, I'm out there for sure. You can catch me at a couple of the bars on occasion too, and I'm more than happy to have a talk over a drink. But
Sure.
I had something like 20 committed engagements over the course of, I think, 30 days. You know, to try to get out there and talk to people and at every chance I could.
I mean, because at the same time, is it a, hey, I'm Ash, vote for me, but also, hey, I'm Ash, just go vote in general? Because when you look at the last election when Gwen won, out of 44,000 people, 5,000 people voted.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, what are we doing here? So is that messaging kind of the same, where it's more so like vote for me, but also just vote in general, so that we could truly get a true essence of our community and people have a voice in what they want to see done or changed?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I've got my opinions on, you know, a few of my favorites in the race, whether it's me or not. You know, I don't care how we get there or how people want to vote. I mean, that's up to you, you know, and that's the awesome thing about that whole process. So yeah, absolutely. I don't care if people are still writing in Harambe, but if it got you to show up and fill out a ballot, awesome, you know. So yeah, I don't care how we get to it.
Well, I like how you said that if you're not the winner, you just hope the winner take your ideas and and run with them. So,
the good ones.
The good ones. What? So there's a candidate forum tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be at that candidate forum.
Yeah.
What's your messaging that you're putting out there?
Come chat with me. I mean, really, that's the essence of it. I'm here to be your liaison between you and City Hall. I'm not here to push my personal views or beliefs. Mm-hmm. Luckily, that's what I think is really awesome about District 5 is for the most part, we all want the same things. You know, I don't feel like there's a lot of division. Yeah. You know, we're all kind of, you know, as large a district and as diverse as it is, we're all kind of in the same boat together with it. So, my message would just be show up, you know, and meet everybody, form your opinions on us. And if you got concerns or questions, come up and talk to any of us, you know, to learn more.
Speaking of questions, we have a question coming from Kim Holcomb, who's listening live via Facebook. I think you've already addressed this, but let's go ahead and just ask anyway. If elected, what are the top 2 issues that you plan to address, and what is the plan to address those issues?
Yeah, affordable housing is number 1, and finding out how to address some form of rent control would be a top. Yeah, you know, which is a huge battle. Don't get me wrong, and you know. The state legislation does us no favors either in running our own cities, which is annoying. Mm-hmm. But that would be my big thing, fighting tooth and nail to figure that out. And then small business support is you know, comes pretty naturally to me. So making sure that, again, I mean small businesses too. You know, I'd love to focus on businesses that are making anywhere from, you know, about $50,000 a year to $500,000 a year. Are the people that really kind of need to be looked out for. So
my question is, and it goes back to the characteristics of District 5, the many characteristics of District 5, community-wise. Do you feel like there's some people, and also it'll tie in to why people don't get out and vote, as many people don't get out and vote. Do you feel like because there's some parts of that district that don't even want to, perhaps it could be a melting pot of people moved in that don't have any true ties to that district? And if that's the case, then what are you doing that are you know, that you are getting out there in those communities, going to these areas, knocking on doors? Like, so what is it that you think that could I guess I'm trying to ask is, what is it that you can do to get those people to get out of their penthouses or whatever and get out and vote? Yeah.
If you got a penthouse, congrats. You know,
but do you think because of that lifestyle they feel like there's no need to get out and vote?
I mean, well, I don't know, because people sure love protecting their money once they get it, it seems. So, you know, I wouldn't go that far to say that. Again, I'm down to hear anybody's concerns, but it's going to come down to wherever the consensus is where my interest is going to fall. Whether you vote or not is irrelevant when it comes to your representation. Now, you may have forfeited your option to have your voice in that conversation by not voting. Right. But a good representative should still represent you, whether you got out there and voted or not. Absolutely. So, you know, that would be my take on that.
Yeah, and I totally agree. And I think when we talk about District 5 and we look at District 5, like we said, it's just very diverse and it's a wide range and a wide spectrum. But I love that you have this openness where I really, and correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you're running a campaign of, it's not about me, it's about you. Yeah. And I'm here, you let me know what's up and believe in me and trust in me that I'm going to do my best to fix it and change that. Is that correct?
Yeah, I suck at self-promotion. This isn't fun for me. Fundraising sucks. I hate it. Like, there's nothing particularly fun about this campaign process for me. Yeah. So, no, it really is. It's, you know, I'm legitimately, you know, trying to be the best representative and the best communicator for the community to City Hall.
There's something about you that I could really feel that your heart is really into this race. You may not have the history that most of these politicians have, but I can feel that energy of just your passion for this district. Yeah. So.
Well, congratulations to you on all that you've accomplished thus far. How can people support you or follow you moving forward?
My campaign website is votefordad.com. So,
Very simple.
Yes.
yeah. So feel free to check that out and peruse it. Contact through the website's the easiest way. I get way too many spam calls on my phone, which is, so I feel bad how many calls I deny, but I get back to everybody who gets to me through the website, or again comes out and finds me wherever. Book an appointment at the hat shop for no hat at all. Just tell me you want to come talk with me in the comments, and I'll meet you down there. And,
Absolutely.
So I'm pretty accessible.
Maybe we'll send Terrence over there to go get a new hat, because the hat he got now is not even.
I can't wait to see that.
Ashley, I will wear my hat and we'll look at yours as well.
If not it. Ashley, appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging with us on Rooted in Progress. Y'all, the moral of the story is please get out and vote. It is very important to do so. Make sure you are informed. We're providing a platform. You ain't got no excuse at this point.
Well, and also, too, if you didn't tune in to our podcast or didn't ask a question on our podcast here, you can attend the forum, which is being held tonight at the C. Blythe Andrew Jr. Library in Tampa. That starts at 6 p.m.
All right. And for those of you all not still listening, but for those of you all listening, please know that we have reached out to all of the candidates who are running for the District 5 seat for Tampa City Council. We will have 2 more candidates next Thursday. We are live at 9:30 in the morning, live on the WFLA Facebook page and the WFLA app. And then, of course, you can also like and subscribe and tune in via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. After the fact, the episode will get posted there, where you can tune in and get all of the insight that you need on the candidates running for office. And as always, stay rooted.
See you next week.